Welcome to Jerkin Around.
Welcome back.
We're back.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
This episode's, there's a lot of crying on my part, talking about life after my father's passing.
It's good. It's a long one. A little reality TV.
Teisha trying to live first class all through life.
Flying first class. Like that song will just get stuck in my head sometimes.
It's never in my head.
And I'm like, up in the sky, in the champagne. Play that song at my funeral. I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
At your funeral,
Living
we'll
the
have
life.
lay down seats for everybody.
Yeah, glamorous. Ooh, floss it. I do feel like that's my song.
Never, ever hear that song in my head.
Oh, I hear it all the time.
You can make a difference each and every day.
Yeah, yours is like, help the people, you know?
Heal the world.
Yeah, and I'm all glamorous. Ooh, the floss it. I do feel like it's balanced. We're balanced.
I'll never give up.
Yeah. Oh, that's so
What
funny.
else did we talk about? Some reality TV, but very little.
Yeah.
Dubai Bling.
Shows you didn't know existed. Seamless
Parenting,
reality.
parenting. Yeah.
Anyways, have a good listen. Do I say anything?
Oh my God, we're just being normal.
Oh, jerking around.
Do you want to get your headphones? We'll nail
Crystal takes her shirt off. Stick around. Should we say it at the same time?
Yeah. One, two, three. Jerkin Around. A podcast with Teisha and Crystal. Maybe we're meant to be on.
Listen.
The last month was just a whirlwind for me. There's just been a lot of fog, which is like, the fog is like kind of nice. Like there's some things that are really great. So like I have taken anti-anxiety pills in my life once, and it does give you like this like meh feeling. Like that's why it was bad. I was like, I don't need to be married. I don't need to be a mom. Like,
yeah.
You know, and I think that's why they're dangerous, because like you're numb. So it's kind of nice because it does help with like anxiety, because you're like, whatever. But this is that same feeling. Like you're just like, meh. Like I usually really care if people are mad at me, or if I disappoint people, or if I do everything right. And I just don't really care. And it's lasting a little longer than I would have thought. Other times in my life, yeah, it didn't last this long. It's very lasting, but the other thing that's really weird, and we're blessed that we have like a flexible job, but I don't know how people go to work after a week, like an 8 to 5. Because I've messed up so many things in the last month. Like getting back to people, like the date of my dad's funeral, we were supposed to have a meeting with the pastor, and I was kind of initiating that. They had emailed me and they set the date, missed it. They emailed me the night before, hey, we'll see you tomorrow at this time. Justin and I are going to New York. I'm like, oh shoot. So like big kind of, luckily work's been slow, but like I wouldn't bet on me right now to remember everything. It's just not happening. But in the fog of it all, there's like a lot of like clarity on what's really important in life. And I wish that's why this is good to record. Just like the thing about my dad, like there's a lot of key things. I already tried to listen and I didn't remember half of it already, but there's so much clarity on like what really matters in life. And it's like, I hope this feeling never goes away. Now I might be broke because of this feeling. Like work is really, if you still want to buy and sell your house, we do have people that aren't like this on the team that will take good care of you. So don't let this be a different, like I don't want to call her right now. But Teisha was worried when I said I wanted to quit real estate last time that people wouldn't, but we stayed really busy. They didn't care, She's like, stop saying that. They're not going to want to use us, remember?
Yeah.
But it's fine. But I just don't care about like money and things and like all those things. I just crave the being present so much. It's crazy. And like present with the people. So normally when I work and run around, I am chasing the thing. And it's like been a thing we've talked about forever. Yeah. Is like, why am I going towards the thing so much?
Like success or achievement.
This is really emotional. I haven't been talking about a lot of this. But maybe part of it is, this is like counseling, but my dad's not there to see.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in heaven, but maybe that's part of it. That, we work to maybe subconsciously impress your parents. I didn't think about that till right now.
Yeah.
And maybe there's like a different feeling because he's not here. I don't know. Losing a dad is like something so different than what I would have imagined. But what is cool about it, I have not, like, have we talked about it? Like, I haven't done this at all, but it's probably good. But you know what's cool? I was talking to Aaron and Bob yesterday, And what is cool about losing your dad, not like anything's cool, but this is something that is a blessing, is like you very much more in tune with your Heavenly Father. There's like, I think because I've never been face to face with God, it's always been like like this kind of relationship. So it's easier to lean into that right now. It's a little creepier to lean into my dad up there. Like I talked to him, and my good friend got me a wind chime, and when it goes, I'm like, hey Dad, you know, and it kind of goes off at weird times, you know, but it's harder to connect up there, you know, and be like, he's with us. It just gives you like a different feeling, a little eerie. Like I think there's a part that is like denial. Like making anything for the funeral is like my least favorite thing in the entire world. And so many people say they would rather, like we put ours off over a month. And I wish I would have put it off 2 more months. And people, like Megan last night's like, aren't you ready? I'm like, no, I don't want that. There's nothing in me that wants to do this. And I am like a party planner. Like an event is my thing. I don't want to do one thing for this event. I don't want to have this event. I want to celebrate him more than anybody, but I can't comprehend that this thing is real. Yeah. Like that's hard. But anyways, I don't know, just the work, like really, I just am really having a hard time with that. And thankfully I don't have to be somewhere 8 to 5. And I've seen, I don't know, many leaders. I think I've seen, it's weird because you're sitting here, but as a leader of my team has blown me absolutely out of the park with how they've taken over. And you know, you work with good people, but like so proud of how much they can do without me. Because you always think when you're like controlling, which I am, you always think no one can do it without you, or it has to be done by you, and literally I have done nothing. Like in my deals, I haven't even been able to talk to an agent because I'm not in it. It's like if I was a surgeon, I couldn't do surgery right now. I'm gonna mess up. My head's not in the game, so I've been nervous to do anything. I'm all, can you call them? And they didn't ask, like, because I'm a big, like, certain things I want to do. Yeah. And like you and Regina both, I'm like, will you call them? And they're not like, really? They're like, got it. And like some of the things they're just doing it. But as a leader, I learned a big lesson on empowering those around you, because I think, I can't like look at her, but like I do think that we don't do that enough. Like I've learned, like, wow, I work with probably some of the best people, hardest working, most good with people, most responsible, most innovative. And I have let me take so much of that on and not given, I'm like robbing them. And maybe we do this with our kids. Like I'm robbing them of being great because I think I have to do it. So going into this next season, I hope I continue to let others do things or lean on people. I mean, they help me a lot, but there's different things that I've seen come out of this that I'm like, oh my gosh, so undervalued. Like you didn't think that they... Yeah, like I knew everybody was good, but like, it's been amazing. Like I was like, holy, like it's a whole new thing. And one of our contractors texted me right after, excuse me, and he's like, lean on your team. You work with some of the best women I've ever met. And I was like, he's like, I know you're psycho, Jeff. He's like, I know you like to control things, but please let him. And I did. I really totally let go of everything. And they really impressed me. So that's something good. But I don't know, the work thing and like all the things that we have to do in a day, like I just don't care to do a lot of them. Like even it was nice. The team wanted to take me to lunch for my birthday. I just didn't feel like going, and maybe celebrating things is awkward. You know, I wanted to leave town for my birthday and kind of run from it. And, you know, like maybe you're not in like a celebration. Yeah. And like, there's something about, this is real dumb, but it's probably good to do this before Tuesday, but there's something about your dad. Yeah. And like, my mom and I always butt heads, but we're real honest with each other. But there's such an unspoken strength with me and my dad that this is all really deep. Who knew? You didn't think we had anything to talk about, but I was a really weird kid. And maybe this is good because I hope I remember this with my kids. But I threw massive tantrums, like screaming fits, and like a psycho. I had like a lot of anger. I got picked on. I was fat and had a mullet, and like things weren't great for me. A lot of people like called me, like Teisha and Ben think it's so funny, but spaz girl. Like I was just like real different than most people. So like adults were annoyed by me. Like you could feel it as a kid that adults were annoyed. They didn't get me. They were just like, you're rude, you're spastic, you're eating all of our food in the pantry. Like there's things that are weird. And my dad, like I'd be in a huge fight with my mom, and I would just, my friends were, this is so dumb, but my friends were making fun of me, and I would just be like hysterical, like throwing things in my room. Like my mom's like, she's a psycho, and my dad would just come in, and he would just lay with me, and he would say, this is so much, but you're perfect. And like, God created you special, never changed. And when the whole world like thinks you're so weird, and like a man to love you, like that, it's just something, I don't know, it takes you back to all these weird times in your life. And like how you grew into who you are. And like the last couple of years, maybe I didn't feel like I needed my dad.
Yeah.
You know, because you have your husband, and he kind of builds you up like that too. And my dad and I had some fallings out, just in all honesty. We worked together and then we didn't, and that was hard. But like, there's always that like constant that I knew he was there, and I knew he always had my back.
Yeah.
And when I first got married, I called my dad every single night to say goodnight, and then I loved him every single night. And I don't know, just like, even your husband sometimes when you're like, when I know he thinks I'm annoying or something, I always know my dad loves me.
Yeah.
My dad doesn't mind that I am crazy. You know, I always like had that. So there's a little bit of that being gone that I'm like, maybe I have to act right now. Because that unconditional love is not as like there. I don't know. This is a lot. I didn't think I would talk about any of this. I didn't know I was feeling it all. Who knew? The jerkies really bring it out.
Yeah. It's good though.
Yeah.
I think you need to get it out.
Yeah. But I don't know. And my mom.
Well, your dad was always kind of the buffer for you and your mom.
Yeah.
So with that gone, but I feel like that's a good opportunity for you guys to understand each other better too now, you know?
Yeah. My mom's been amazing.
Yeah.
Like God's gift to get this time alone with me and my mom, because
Totally.
she has blew my socks off. Her strength, her character.
Yeah.
Just, she's unbelievable. And her and I have butted heads many times. And I am so thankful for the time, I don't know, with just her. That sounds super weird.
Yeah.
But it's just such a blessing.
I think you appreciate it differently.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, so the next like couple months, I think I'm just curious to see what God continues to do through this. I don't know. There's like just some change moving in me. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But in like this self, this is funny. I don't know if we want this on, but just talking to you guys in this self thing, the things that I really, really love and fulfill me, like cheer is like one of the main things. And then this podcast, as weird as it is, like it's just something I really look forward to and I really love. The rest of it, I love too, but it's different.
Yeah.
Like without it, I was like, this is nice.
Yeah.
But this, I missed.
Yeah.
Even if no one likes us. But
who cares?
It's like my dad. Dana likes me.
We like us.
Dana's the new Bob.
Yeah.
You know?
The new Bob. yeah, exactly.
Dana acts like we're cool.
I'm all, you Ben, and Dana loves me. You know? He's all.
I'm all, Dana, I can't believe I said that. She's like, it was great. I'm all, okay, Dana.
No, but I think also for you, it's good, I think, because you have probably always had two parents loving you unconditionally, and there's so many people in the world that don't have that it's like, you're also maybe developing an understanding too.
Oh, for sure.
For people that don't have that. And it does affect you different.
To your core.
You don't have the confidence and it's, you know, and like...
That's such a good point.
That's a huge thing. Because I'm like, as you're talking about all these things, I'm thinking, I don't even have memories like that. You know what I mean? So it's good though, because it's like, oh, I want to be that for my kids. You know, you think about that. But yeah, it's crazy because...
Well, and like some people have this... So the hub of the security of your mom and dad, it's so important.
That's what I mean, like...
And that shifted, it makes your whole life feel like it's off.
That's probably how kids feel when they get divorced or, you know.
I think about that nonstop. Because I always, and I think that's partly why it was easy for me to be a Christian. Because at home, even my brother, I would throw things at him and like,
Yeah, remember you'd scream? Yeah.
So we'd be home alone. And he knew how to, like, he'd flip me off when I was looking. And, like, he would, like, video me, like, because I was so crazy, you know?
Like to get her riled up.
And so then I would yell rape at the top.
Like, it's so horrible. Like, when you think about it, like, people are going to jail. Yeah. It's not okay. Yeah, like,
He's like, stop.
Like, if Ken's doing that, I go, what are you doing to her? Like, I'm calling an investigator, you know? Like, it's a big deal.
The neighbors rape.
Yeah, it's, like, not okay.
I'm telling you, things were off when I grew up. So if your kids are a little off, there's hope.
Yeah, it's great.
You know, I mean, bad. Like, all the teachers were writing notes, like, she can't act right. You know, I one time tried to make the kids in the class laugh. So you know those long water balls? Remember, I used to have them? They were so long, and then they'd have the push tip that you could pop open, but you could get them like really big.
Yeah.
So I had the big one, and then I was going psst on all the boys at school to try to make them laugh.
Yeah.
And maybe thought they would like me after. It didn't work.
I'm all,
yeah. Psst.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't know the point to that, but I turned around. So I'd have to like tell my parents like there was a note home. So I'd wake them when they were still half asleep, and I would tell them the note says that I did really good listening. Can you sign here? And my mom would sign here, and it's all, if she gets one more thing, she's kicked out, you know? And I was naughty, but I would always tell my mom, this is another lesson, that it was the teachers and that they didn't like me.
Yeah.
And my mom would go fight with them.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the teachers. Like one of our older
telling
teachers.
me that today.
We would all tap under the table. And so we go, 1, 2, 3. We'd all tap. And she'd be like, stop that! Because she had a hearing aid. Stop that!
Sad.
I know. And then Miss Koopman, who was blind in one eye.
7th grade.
We would all call her from different, and she'd be like, who's that? And then I'd be like, she doesn't like me. No, I was bad.
Yeah, Ken tried to tell me that today. So-and-so doesn't like me, her English teacher. I go, well, then you're being a bad kid. Because teachers only like kids that don't listen or don't do their work. Like, no one likes a perfect angel. No teacher dislikes a perfect angel. So.
Christy on her team was a PE teacher for years and a coach, and she goes, this is my favorite thing. People always ask if I have favorites. She goes, hell yeah, I have favorites. The kid that shows up on time, always does what he's supposed to, offers to help, cleans up first. Yeah, they're my favorite.
Yeah.
If you want to be my favorite, here's the things to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're so right. On the cheer team, they always say, coach has favorites. I'm like, well, probably the kids that never talk back.
Exactly.
Like, it's really funny. Even at home.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we might have favorites because they're cleaning their room.
Yeah.
Like, it's like we love you all, but yeah, there's a favorite at the time. Someone I'm looking to not be driving me nuts. You know, so if you want to be the favorite, figure it out.
And it's a fluid spot.
It moves. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can go to 0 to hero in a minute.
No, but when you were talking about how like you don't want to work after, I was thinking, or like do anything.
Yeah.
I was thinking that's probably how, well, like, you know, some people, when like tragedy happens, they lose their everything. And like, it's not like, it's like, how can you go on when like bad things, like losing.
If I was a single mom right now and I had an 8 to 5, and if your job is dependent on like you not making mistakes.
Yeah.
If I was a nurse.
Yeah.
Or doctor.
Yeah.
Like, or police.
Right. People are only human, and sometimes they just can't handle it, and it's sad. Like you could lose everything.
Yeah. And you're expected a week off for bereavement's a long time.
Yeah.
It is.
And this has been a month.
Yeah.
Over a month. And like we came back, I was like, bereavement's over, guys. I gotta get back.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm getting back.
It was the time of year too. I think it was a weird time of year.
But it's the fog is.
Yeah.
But it's like nice. It's weird. It's like nice because you don't feel. I really feel like God really like protects you, because I look back at all of my family that first couple weeks, and I just don't think I think we're just out of body, like just doing the things. And then when we all came home from the cruise. We all went on a cruise for Christmas to get away and not have the holidays. And when we all came home, it was like, ew.
Yeah, like dread doings.
Yeah. You know, it's like, oh gosh. Yeah. And then, and I think that's how, like, people say people grieve differently. Like, someone's like, don't you, Megan said to me last night, don't you want the funeral? It'll bring closure.
Yeah. I think it depends on who passed the relationship.
And I was like, I don't want the closure.
Yeah.
That's like the worst word.
Yeah, you don't want it to end.
I don't want the closure.
Yeah.
I look at pictures on the flight with Justin in the lay down. By the way, can we talk about that? But I want to talk.
This is like my life goal. It's so loser that that's my life goal.
I was talking to Drew about it last night. We went on and on.
Yeah.
So my brother, this is like
if anyone wants to maybe start a like GoFundMe for me to be able to do one of these, I really want it.
You know what? Tone deaf.
Yeah.
I think that's that moment.
Yeah. But if they do, I'm here. No.
Yeah. No, but you really want it.
Yeah, I do want it.
Yeah. Trying to help you, you know?
I'm just making fun. I'm just adding some light, you know?
Yeah, some light. Yeah. So,
Tell them about the lay down though.
I am. So Justin, but this is like again, like the feeling I had on the plane.
Yeah.
When he did that, it was like
he's
God's love.
Yeah.
But again, if you never have that in your life, you don't understand God's love.
I know.
So Justin, my brother, we went to New York. We went to New York and then to New Jersey to the Shore House. We go to the shore every summer for my aunt and cousin Cheryl. Cheryl listens. She's a
Giving her a
jerky.
shout out.
Ivy listens too. My favorite family. I love my family here too.
Yeah.
Kelly, because she listens, and Anti. But we go to the Shore House. I've gone every year, and it's my dad's side of the family. So something crazy is the house next door to my aunt. He passed away. I mean, it's awful too. But Justin jumped on it and was buying the house next to my aunt, my dad's sister.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. Like with my dad gone, we're all connected.
It's so cool, like the timing too.
Yes. Because like, you know, the hub, like my dad's the hub. So the hub's gone, like,
Yeah.
So, but now we're like forever connected because they're neighbors. So he was buying the Shore House. So we went to see the Shore House and meet contractors and stuff. And so Justin's like, when do you want to go? I really need you to come out there. And I was like, can we go for my birthday? Because then I can just dodge it and be with my brother. And again, my brother and I we're raising kids. We work. We haven't been like my brother and I. The first day we've been like my brother and I was probably in Las Vegas the weekend my dad died. And that whole day, remember, I was not there. Yeah. And then like since then, it's like we're back. And I was saying, I think last night, the only time I feel like safe enough to like grieve or whatever is like with my brother.
Yeah.
You know, like there's just an unspoken, maybe because you're both going through the same.
Yeah, I think because you're both, it's like different. It's like no one's judging or being like, oh, you know.
And we just know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we go. And so Justin like is a first class life. Like everything.
Yeah.
He's gonna go there. But he also, full disclosure, did Dave Ramsey and paid off everything.
Yeah.
And that fully
so
changed
hard.
his life.
Yeah.
Like with no mortgage, no car payments, he was able to do all these different things that have now, you know how they say the rich get richer?
Yeah.
It's kind of that.
Yeah.
But he works really hard and he's very successful. So anyways, so we're getting on the plane and he's like, I've been trying to get us upgrades. I don't think it'll happen. I could care less. I was like, whatever. But I do like with the boobs and I'm not at my tiniest self. Like when I'm in the center, I am uncomfortable because I feel like, and then when people are getting on the plane, this is just the truth. I'm not trying to be rude or like make fun of myself, but like I can see if they see my seat and they look at me, I'm like, are they looking at me like, no, but I'm serious. I kind of go into their seat.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like uncomfortable. It's a real thing.
No.
Like I'm not, like I look at some people and they have all this space between their arms.
Well, there was a guy when we flew, because we flew first class to Turks and because we used our upgrade, and there was a guy and he had to sit in that seat, and then the girl next to him, her husband couldn't sit next to her because he was like, sorry, I'm a big guy, I need this seat. But I don't think that you're
right. But it is like when you're elbow to elbow, it's just an uncomfortable plane ride.
It sucks. The flight is horrible.
Yeah. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
I don't love a middle seat. I like to have the end or the out.
Yeah.
So, but I was like, I'll be middle if Justin, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we get on the plane. And I have my seat because it's American. So I'm like headed to my seat. So he went in first, you know, and then I went on the other side. So I'm on the other side. It's like the 3 plane, the 3, 4, 3.
Yes.
You know, so I'm already at my seat and we have to carry on. Justin makes everyone carry on everything. So I'm like doing the bag. I never have to do it. And he's like, Crystal. And I'm like, what? And I saw his seat and it's like a full recliner. There's 30 compartments. Seat. We can post it, Dana. I have a video. Okay. It's like another world. So he's like, come take this seat. I'm like, no, I'm not taking your seat. He's like, I want you to have it. Because I told him on the way there, I've never sat in first class. He's like, take my seat. And he's in the back, you know, it was still business. I don't get business class, I guess, is higher than first class.
I thought they were the same. I've never been in the lay down.
He's explained to me 50 times that business class and then first class. Yes. Doesn't it sound like business would not be higher?
Yeah.
So business class is the lay down, first class is the bigger seats.
Yeah, I've had the bigger seats.
Okay.
So he took mine and he was like not on an end or aisle too. So he was like in the middle, you know, and I was like, just no. And I kept texting him, let's split mid-fight. You don't have to do this. Come take your fight. He goes, no, I want you to have it. And I was like, it was like the nicest thing.
That's so nice.
But it's another level. They serve you better than at a restaurant. She literally
sent me a video and I was like, That's like, I really, really want to go on.
No, it is. It's an experience. They
It's
bring
like
you
a
a
life
wet
goal.
towel. I didn't even know what to do with the wet towel. I was like,
Yeah.
are we supposed to wash up?
Yeah.
You know, and
Hot
then
meal.
No, a hot meal right after takeoff, and it was delicious. They're like, would you like sourdough or wheat? And they have a little thing to give you the bread.
Oh my.
Bread, dessert, Haagen-Dazs caramel ice cream.
Oh my God.
The bathroom, I get the Mile High Club now. The bathroom's huge. It's as big as this. Like if this closed,
I just want to see this.
there's
so
a
bad.
full mirror.
Yeah.
So you're just all, and the lighting was good. I was all, oh, Crystal,
my
first
gosh.
class,
Yeah.
business class, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to work
She
anymore.
said they treat you so different, like the way they just interact with you.
Yes. They walk in down the aisle every second, and then they close the curtain to the first class.
I love
Like,
the closed curtain. You're out there, bitches. I love it.
So on the way
I
home,
was made for this.
Yes.
But I haven't done it. But I
no,
will.
and
one
Justin's
day.
squished working, and I'm literally like, laying. I got 2 windows. Teisha and I both have a thing. We like to see when something's array. We like to see what's going on.
I need to see the ground. Are we going towards it? Are we
Yeah,
up?
and I want to see, are the wings level or are they not?
Yeah.
I like when it's starting to panic, I gotta see out.
Oh.
So I had my own 2 windows. So I could see out if I wanted. I could open one.
Oh my.
There's 30 compartments. I had snacks in one. I had salad in another.
No,
I had.
all the compartments. You can put everything. You can unpack.
You have a remote that looks like a
Because I think a
PlayStation?
lot of those are for the overseas flights. So they give you lots of like compartments to put all your stuff because you're on the plane for 12
You
hours.
don't understand. Your own headphones for the TV that
I
comes
know,
out.
you had a TV right there. She sent me a video. I was like, what is that?
And then, oh, I didn't want to leave. I take
is it
2 Dramamine.
comfortable?
It's
Like, you
so
can
comfortable.
sleep?
Sitting there is so comfortable. It's the best seat you've ever had.
Oh my.
And I take 2 Dramamine. I like to sleep because I don't love flying.
Yeah.
So I was like, crap.
Do they give
Can
you
I
a
have
pillow?
coffee? Like I didn't want to sleep.
Yeah.
No. Justin said on some they'll give you a robe, slippers, pillow, and blanket.
Stop it.
Drew said he got the robe and he walked back and was like, hey, peasants, you know?
Yeah, I want that. I want the robe so bad. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh.
But Justin said you have to look for the certain flight.
Yeah.
There's like all these tricks to the upgrade. I didn't know.
Oh
you have to
my
submit for the upgrade.
Yeah.
And then he kept calling, say I'm first on the list.
Yeah.
It's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah. But it was like I was trying to
It's
stay
like
up.
this world that we don't know about.
Yeah.
You know?
They give you warm nuts after takeoff.
warm?
Warm.
How are they warm?
I don't know.
Oh,
He's all, did you have the warm nuts? And then I'm looking at him and he's all, peanuts, please. You know, and I'm all, another
Pretzels,
wine.
yeah.
And they give you like champagne. It's all free. But I was like, these rich people, they spend a little more, but then everything's free. By the time I pay for all these other things,
Yeah.
like I buy food at the airport, it's $30.
Right.
The meal was delicious. They're like, do you want the vegetarian, the chicken, or the steak?
Oh my God.
Or the pasta. I got the pasta. It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, warm nuts. After takeoff, you get the towel first. They serve you the whole time. The towel first, then you lay down again, then it's the warm nuts and a drink, then
Yeah.
it's do you want another drink, then it's your dinner, then it's do you want another snack or drink?
Yeah.
Are you comfortable? Then, oh my gosh, the lady like adjusts your air. Like, how's your temperature? Do you want a little warm?
Oh, wow.
And she leans over so that the people don't have to stand up. And then I'm in the back sweating, you know, with the guy. No, it was
Well, I think
unbelievable.
part of the thing I hate about flying is it is like it's kind of a
Uncomfortable.
scary, uncomfortable experience. It's like you're on it, it's shaking, and it's like the squeaks. Like, what's that? Is that the landing gear? Is that the thing coming off? You know, is the engine blown? And when you're up there, you're so like, it's so luxurious. You're not thinking about like,
You don't even realize.
yeah. Because I'm just sitting there thinking about.
I
all the
wasn't
weird
nervous
things.
whatsoever. It was weird because you're so comfortable. You felt like
That's
you're
what
in
I
your
mean.
living room.
Yeah. So you're
The
so
landing,
comfortable.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, and
And
then
I was
you're
like,
like,
dang it, we're there.
yeah. Oh,
I know.
I want it so.
I didn't
bad.
want it to end. It was amazing. And you were just treated differently. The bathroom, you could dance. You could. But that's the Mile High
crazy.
Club. That's what they're talking about. It's not that stupid bathroom.
No.
This is like, you could have 10 people in there.
Oh wow, I've never seen that.
Oh no, and like the door closes differently. The lights come on. There's like, I think there's like lotion and all that, you know?
Oh my God.
I know. It's another world.
I didn't even know.
I know. I didn't either.
I know.
It was so fun. But why did we talk about it? I forgot.
I forgot to.
Yeah, but my brother, we had the best time. Moulin Rouge though, Broadway. Have you?
Yeah.
I haven't been to a Broadway show in quite a few years.
Yeah.
It was.
Waitress was the last one.
Yeah, and Waitress was good.
It was good, but it wasn't like
This was
groundbreaking.
groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Like, well, and again, the lifestyle he lives. We had front row tickets.
Yeah.
And again, they treat you different when you walk down. Oh, you're front, and then they're like,
Yeah.
"Do you have a ticket for this area?" And I was all, and they're right here, man.
Yeah.
Are you comfy?
We
We
almost
literally could
got-
see up their pants.
We almost bought Lion King tickets for the Broadway show when we went. I was like, oh, that'd be fun. So I get online. I'm all, oh, let's see it. And I was all, oh, no. The very, very, very last row was like $350.
A ticket?
A ticket. And we have 6 people. I was all, well, we're not.
I wouldn't do it for that.
I'm all, okay, we're going to go sightseeing by the Today Show instead for free, you know? Like
That's a lot, though.
Oh, it was crazy. And it was
and
the
I don't know if
worst
kids
seat.
appreciate.
Well, that's what, and I was like
singing, like when you're older,
Yeah.
I think you just appreciate things more.
Yeah, it is. Like the talent and the work. Yeah, you don't understand that as a kid. You're like, it's a play.
I do want you to watch the Taylor Swift Eras tour.
I just have a hard time with Taylor
I know,
Swift.
so do I. Like, even in the media, she's so not my vibe. But in the Eras tour, her talent, the fact that
I do think she's talented.
Oh
I'm
my
just
gosh.
not a
It's
fan
like
of
you're
her.
like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because she sings every song and it goes through, you forget every era that she had a hit.
Yeah.
You're like,
well, I do hear her songs and then they're in my head. It's like I do like them, but I don't want to like her.
What's
you know?
so cool about Taylor Swift is it never, like Carrie Underwood, it's the same song every time. You know, it's
screaming.
the same song.
Yeah.
And she's going to kill the guy he cheated. I hope her husband doesn't cheat, you know?
Right, she's keying his car.
Yeah.
She's poisoning his drink.
Yeah, she's pissed. You know, it's like the same story every time. And it's a yelling, and it was cool the first couple times she yelled.
Because
but
no
now
one
it's
can yell like that.
Yeah.
So it is great.
But sometimes I want just a voice. I don't want to hear the
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's a lot of yelling.
And it's all, she's going to get it.
Yeah, she
you know?
is.
But Taylor Swift, there's so many times you don't know that's a Taylor Swift song.
Yeah, they're all different. Yeah, it's like, are you
wanna watch
country?
it with
Are
you.
you pop? Are you slow?
I want to watch
Are
it
you
with
upbeat?
you.
Yeah.
I want to watch it at my brother's house on the screen.
Okay.
Because I was like, you know when something's 2 seconds? And I didn't want that to end like I didn't want the flight to end.
Yeah.
It was like, and someone with that much musical, you know how like music takes you somewhere?
Yeah.
During that show,
Yeah.
you go through like your life.
Yeah.
Because you're like 21 and I was like at the bar.
Yeah, like I remember when Romeo and Juliet, like I remember who I was at that time.
And that's what that.
So it's like your eras of your life. Yeah.
That's what it is. And you like go
Yeah.
through the eras of your life.
Yeah.
With Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Even though I don't love her, and she's a good performer.
Yeah.
Like, and her body's like pretty on.
I just.
No, but in the, because like in the other documentary,
she's
it wasn't.
just so like about herself and like.
Yeah, but in there, you
I
know
don't
when
know.
Britney would like demand the stage?
Yeah.
There was that.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like she's like that.
Yeah.
I want to watch it with you. It was really good.
I'll give it a shot.
But in Broadway, when they sing and do, you're just like.
They're very talented, the Broadway people.
But I don't know if kids would get that yet.
Yeah, no.
Well, and all that goes into the costumes and the.
And how quickly they change.
Oh, it's crazy. Yeah. So we didn't do it.
That's
but
okay.
It was a lot.
I thought Moulin Rouge was just like stupid about like a burlesque show.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. Have you seen it? It's like a love story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so impressed.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Cool.
So how was your holidays? Why don't you tell us about some of your trips?
Go to the Turks and Caicos and it was really fun. But I did have the experience with the guy on the plane. So Ben will only sit aisle, so then I have to sit middle. Or I could pull a Kyle. Kyle and Crystal will do window and aisle and then put a random in between us.
I hate sitting in that middle seat.
Isn't that
I
so
feel
funny?
awful. So if we get there first, I'm like, Kyle, I don't want to sit middle.
It's
and he
so
doesn't let
funny.
me like lay on him. So it's like, and he's like really into his movie. Like he gets in and it's
Yeah,
like
he does.
finds his movie.
He's got his snacks.
Yes,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's like you can't
No,
interrupt him.
I've sat middle in between them before. It's so funny. I 100% have sat middle. And I'm like, hey guys.
And Ben and the kids are on the plane.
Yeah, it's so
Ben
funny.
and Fox and Ken.
Yeah.
And Teisha and
And
Ben.
I'm all, hey,
our
guys.
family together is weird.
So I was middle, Ben was aisle, and so Ben was so sick. He got so sick. There's like a sickness going around. So he got so sick the night before the flight, but he was tested, everything was negative, but he was sick. So it was like a whole thing, but our flight from Miami to Turks and Caicos was first delayed, and then we got on. And we sat on the runway for an hour, and then we get on, and then I'm like noticing in the air we're circling, and I hate flying. I'm scared to death. I'm like, why are we just circling in the air? So the pilot gets on, he's all, so there's some rough weather that's moved in, so we can't land, so we're just up here circling
I would've died.
until the weather passes, or we're gonna run out of gas, and then we're gonna have to divert to Dominican Republic to fill up. First of all, why is there just not enough gas all the time on the plane? I feel like that's something
like backup gas.
like we need to have full tanks. Yeah. Even if we're going to 30 minutes, we need to have a full tank.
Well, wasn't it the quicker flight too?
It's an hour flight.
Yeah, it wasn't
So-
a long flight. So
No.
why didn't they have enough gas?
Why are we not having enough gas?
Yeah.
So I'm like, wait, what? So he's like, we're gonna circle up here until we can't circle anymore, and then we're gonna have to go get gas. And I'm thinking, what if the
Like,
gauge
put,
is
put,
broken?
put.
Yeah, that's what I pictured. Like, but.
And then,
And I'm like, oh my God. So we're circling. So I'm starting to stress out. So the guy next to me is like earphones. He's like older. His window's down the whole time. So I'm freaking out.
Did you ask him?
So I do this thing where I
Yeah,
look.
me too. And
And I
sometimes they
try to
open
look
it.
like I'm looking at the people behind.
too.
And then they see, oh, she's a freak. So I'm going to open this.
they always open
He
it.
did not care.
Yeah, they
and
always,
so I'm
because
doing
I do
this.
the same. And they're all, you want to see them all, thank you.
Ben's next to me with a fever, passed out. Like, I'm like, we're gonna die. And so I'm like, doing this. And the guy's like, just oblivious. So I'm like, oh my God. So we had to go to Dominican and fill up on gas. And then they wouldn't deplane us, so we had to sit. So then the guy takes his earbud off and he goes, where are we? I'm all, yeah, we're at Dominican. We had to fill up gas. He goes, they're not taking us off to fill up? He goes, isn't that like a hazard? He goes, they always do. And I'm like, we're gonna blow up. I'm like freaking.
Wait, he said that?
Yes, so I'm freaking out. So now we're on the runway in the Dominican Republic for an hour, filling up on gas. Finally, the pilot gets on and he goes, okay, so Turks and Caicos, he goes, sorry, we're having a hard time getting through to their flight control because he goes, because they have to, they're like on the ground. So he's like, we gotta try to get through to somebody. Like, it's like a very like old system. It's not like the latest and greatest.
Which is...
So he's like, so we're still waiting. So 30 minutes later he gets on, okay, so it seems the weather's let up a bit, so we're gonna take off. So I'm thinking, let up a bit. No.
Yeah.
I know,
Like,
to be clear.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm like, oh my God. So we take off. So it was the absolute worst flight of my life. Ben's passed out. I'm now holding the guy and he's still not
Wait, you're
opening
holding
the
the
window.
guy?
Oh, I'm holding the guy. I was so freaked out. I was like, cause it was dropping.
Well,
you know
how
when
were
it's
you
doing
holding
the
him?
drops? I was holding his arm cause his arm was on the thing. And I was
Like fully grabbed his
like
arm.
I have one and Ben who's oblivious. We landed. Ben's all, it was bumpy because Kara was like, that was awful. I was praying. I was all, God, I'm sorry for being mean to my mom. Like I was like, it was like
All the things, yeah.
all the things. I was praying for forgiveness. I'm like, if we make it through this, I'm changed, you know? Like it was a whole thing. It was awful. And the guy never opened the window. I was like, oh.
While you were holding his arm?
No, he was oblivious. And then he's like, show me. He's like, yeah, I have a house here. This has never happened before. I fly here all the time. And then he's all, look at Drake was at this bar. I'm all, you know, like it was something. But we got through it.
Julie was saying that you guys were so delayed, they ended up like getting there before
Yes,
you or something.
yes.
Oh,
And
they weren't on your flight?
No, because they had gone to the volleyball thing in.
Oh, they were coming late.
And they were coming from Tampa, where we had to come from Miami. So we had like different flight. So their flight was smooth, flying right in, because we flew through the
other way.
storm that was leaving. And they were like, so she's like, that was great. Yeah, they got there, they landed before us. It was a whole thing. It was like one of those flights where I was like, I don't ever want to fly again. But here we are.
Yeah.
Only first class, business class.
Yeah, well, see, if you would have been laid down, you might have been
I'd
a little
been like,
Dramamine and a
it's
lay
fine.
down.
Yeah.
You would have been like, fill up while I'm here. I'm not getting out of this seat.
I want the lay down so bad.
Yeah, it's something. You got to do it.
I'm just like, it sounds so terrible, but I really like enjoy like upgrades in life.
Yeah,
I'm
love
such
her.
that person. I do. I like, they matter to me.
Yeah, like Kyle doesn't get so excited. Like he does about
Yeah.
certain ones, but like he doesn't crave it the same.
No, some people do. Ben doesn't care either. Ben's like, this is nice, but he's not like I'll call every day.
Oh, Ben? Are you kidding?
No,
Ben
but
is
he's
Mr.
not
Upgrade.
calling like me. Like I'll call 50 times to get the upgrade. Like I'm like, did you call him? Did you call him?
Call
Like,
who?
Just anyone. Hyatt, the airlines. Yeah.
Someone who will listen.
I
Anyone.
thought that was Ben.
No, it's me driving the. Oh yeah. He enjoys it when we get there. Like he's like, this is nice, but it's like.
Oh, I always thought it was him initiating
No,
it.
I love an upgrade. Like
I
I
mean,
feel like I was made to like be upgraded. You know?
That's right.
I think sometimes it's too like how you grew up. Like
Yeah,
it's
like I was
opposite.
poor. So not
think
like
that's
poor
like-
like in the streets, but do you know
But
what I'm
like,
saying?
yeah.
Yes. Like I never in my
Not
life,
like not in the streets.
but like we didn't have power, but it's fine. No.
Yeah, I mean it was like
But like.
yeah, it was
But like those are things I never thought that I would have. So like to
That's what I
get
think.
those is so.
It's like the ultimate dopamine.
It is.
yeah.
It's like
I think there is something to that.
There is. I do. Because it's like, I remember when I got my first Sequoia, like my dream car was like to have a Sequoia. Even when I first had kids, because we like were scrounging together for our Pathfinder, and we were like so excited. Like I traded in my car, and I remember we like talked the guy down, and you know, and then like I remember when I drove my Sequoia, I was like, I can't believe I'm driving this car. Like, it was like surreal. I was like leather, like, you know, it was just.
Do you think, I was talking to someone about this, were you with me? I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and they said, maybe it was on a podcast, that people that now are wealthy that didn't have everything and now are wealthy, sometimes that have everything, they like they miss the life where like the simple things made them happy.
Yeah.
Like it takes so much now to get that feeling.
100%. Like I think my kids might have that problem.
Yeah, because they just are used to it all, but it doesn't do anything. Like when you work for something,
right?
Like my
or when
first
you didn't
pool,
have it. Yeah.
I never had a pool growing up. And so when we dug our last pool, it was like a dream of mine. And I literally was bawling watching them dig it. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to have a pool.
Yeah.
And maybe God has different plans.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
We didn't have a pool much more than a year, but it was a good year.
Yeah.
But I will. If I do have a pool again though, I will be like beside myself.
Right.
And that's what this process.
Yeah, this process is really grounding me to be excited
But
about
I do think that because I think our kids, they didn't grow up not having, like, they're like, I almost feel like if they got first class, they'd be like, cool. Like, I don't think it'd be like me getting first class. Yeah. Like, me getting first class, I won't be able to believe every minute of it.
I've never felt so loved.
Yeah.
It's really weird. But my brother loves the life of luxury. So the fact, it was like such a sacrifice. Like, I was mind blown that somebody would do that.
That is a sacrifice for him.
It's such a sacrifice for him. For me, like, I feel like that's how it is with like Jesus. Like when you really think about, for me, like you're gonna put yourself back there, which I know you absolutely hate.
Yeah.
For like a 5-hour flight. For me, like I'm not even that. I'm a psycho. The kid that was beating you, yelling rape.
Yeah.
You know, and like I was like.
It's like a huge thing to do.
It was like it like took me to like another world. Yeah. I was like, that's what life's about.
It's so nice.
Like these moments.
If you could sacrifice that for me, I will appreciate that.
But again, even in our kids and even in this society of me, that's this society, like Kevin Lehman talks about it, the selfie era. It's very me. Mm-hmm. I think we do have to work at that, like teaching our kids that. That's what's cool about working with the cheerleaders, because they're not my kids, but they're this generation that I love.
Yeah.
Like I love them all individually, and I think they're all amazing. Like I don't have any girls that I'm like, ugh. Like I absolutely see the good in all of them. But they're such good girls, and then there's still sometimes this entitlement that isn't their fault. Like they don't know better.
Right.
They're used to blaming others for their mistakes. They're used to complaining. They're used to negotiating. Mm-hmm. Like all these things that helps me see like, you know, I tell them real happiness comes from sacrifice, like hard work and achievement when you like come from behind and when you care about others. But I think sometimes as adults we get lost in that too.
Yeah.
Even as a parent, you guys.
When you're a parent and your kid's not like, you take it personal. It's easier to see through the eyes of like your cheerleaders because you're not taking it as personal.
It's not personal.
Not responsible.
Yeah, it's not
my fault.
Exactly. When my kids are like that, I take it on me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm raising spoiled brats. You know,
it's my fault.
Right. With the cheerleaders, it's like, no, it's your problem, and it is our kids' problem.
And they've grown in such a small amount of time. Like yesterday was such a we had a competition last week and it was not good. It was awful. And then this week, it's like how you come back from. That's what I love about coaching. It's like the core of how you live life.
Yeah.
Right? Like adversity is going to happen. Now we have a choice. We're going to either get better or we're going to fall apart. So let's get better. Like I love all that.
Oh, I love it too.
And like this week, they were like encouraging. You know the things you see when like they don't know you're watching?
Yeah.
And I was like in awe. And I was like, they deserve this now. Because now they're getting it.
Yeah.
It's not, we were running last week and if one of my girls ever listens, I love her to pieces. But we were running. I made them run because they were being lazy. So we made them run. And as we're running, I think I told you this, our captain, who I love, yells, I don't know why we still have to run. I hit everything. Like the rage level went from like 0 to 200. And I was like, just keep going. Like,
yeah.
And as we're like working hard, they're like, you made us run so much. And I was like, run? Are you kidding? One of my kids' best friend has cancer in the hospital doing chemo.
Yeah.
And you're worried about your half mile?
Right.
Are you kidding? That's so self. And I said, as a team, like, you're doing everything. So I said, so at a competition, if you do everything and everyone else falls apart, how do you do? Well, they got to live that real life. Yeah. Now it's like a totally different attitude, though. They're like helping each other when no one's watching. They're building each other up. They're not complaining. It's just cool. But I was going to tell you, this is really stupid, but you have to watch Paris in Love. You listened to me about the Skims underwear. Paris in Love.
Skims underwear.
I don't care for Paris, just like Jessica Simpson. It's like that. And then you read her book and you're like, okay, that's the Paris in Love.
I know, the surrogate, I'm like,
oh, totally.
she just chose it. I'm like, so many people wish they could carry a baby. I know.
I get all that, but that's fair with anyone. There's going to be that with everyone. They live a different life than us.
I know.
But, and I really into the surrogacy, and you'll see that. There is some of that really bothers me because she like keeps going on with her life. So she has the baby, they're pregnant, nobody knows. Yeah. Her and Carter, it's like cute though. It's like they're real. Yeah. He's kind of a dork, but she thinks he's amazing.
Yeah.
And he's like obsessed with her, but not why everyone else is. So that love, like I'm really into.
Yeah.
It's like really cool. Like I'm like, oh wow, they're like real.
Really. Yeah.
Like, and I look at Kim's at her wedding, and I'm like, Kim must just be like, I'm a loser.
Yeah.
Like, cause Paris is doing it right.
Yeah.
Which is like so weird.
Yeah.
That I'm saying that.
Yeah, it is.
But it is right. Like it's all about the right things. Oh my gosh. In the show, I have the goosebumps. I wanted Paige to sing this at the funeral because it was so good. Demi Lovato, who has a mullet, looks really not good. Like, really not good.
She's a mess.
She sings, and it's so good. And it's like about her and Carter.
Yeah.
And I was like bawling, and everyone was crying. And it was like so good. I have the chills.
Yeah.
It was so good. But anyways,
What
the show
is it on? I'm going to watch
It's on Peacock.
Okay, I have Peacock.
But during the surrogacy, so they're like, we're having a baby tomorrow. And Paris goes to like Party City to get all these balloons. And I was like, oh boy, she really doesn't get it.
Yeah.
But it's okay. Carter just lets her be her. It's great. So they have the baby and they spend a week where they don't tell anyone. No assistants in the house. They do have a nanny. The nanny does do a lot. And that's like part of the season 2 where you're like, her sister's like, Paris, you got to be home more. And she goes to counseling.
Yeah.
And like they find out because she was abused, like she has a hard time like being a mother, like all these things.
Yeah.
But I think because I think God has us like ruin our bodies a little to take it off of you. And then like breastfeeding, like she was gone all day working because the baby happened when like they weren't ready, but she had like signed contracts. But like when you've had a baby, you can't be gone all day. No. You don't look good, first of all. Second of all, like your boobs will leak. Your baby needs you. I just think there's all these cool things that, I mean, if you have to go surrogate,
being a
you
mom
have
is
to.
like yourself is gone.
Yeah.
So I feel like pregnancy really prepares you for that because it's like the beginning of like, it's
losing
not my
yourself.
body, it's the baby's body.
Yeah.
It's
and
like,
incremental.
Yes. It weans you into it. If you just all of a sudden had a newborn, it'd be like, holy shit. You know, and so, but you're almost like ready for it.
You're not sleeping through the night when you have to pee.
Exactly.
Like he's training you.
It gets you so ready in so many ways. And
then they take 2 big naps. So it's like your life doesn't change so much.
Yeah.
You're like getting used to the schedule.
Yeah.
But she misses all that, you know?
Yeah.
But it's such a good show. Because it's like, it's weird. It's wholesome.
Yeah.
Like Kardashians is so fake now. It's like, it's not. But Paris, it's like Kathy Hilton and her mom. They're just like us.
I don't know why I watch the Kardashians so, but I can't stop.
See, I'm so not into the Kardashians now.
I like Kourtney the best. She's the best.
But remember, this is Just Like Us in the Us magazine?
Yeah.
Stars are just like us. That's what that show's like.
Yeah.
It's like old Kardashian where you're like, oh, they're just like us.
Well, their problems are so, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, you can't relate.
See, Paris
I feel like that's what's good about reality is you relate. And that's gone when they're so famous. It's like, I'm not relating to this problem. Yeah. It's so weird.
Don't have this.
But you gotta watch
like,
it.
I'm not like taking my kid on a world soccer tour, you know? Like,
it was so stupid. I think she's just it's just so bad. Yeah. I don't know. Paris is not like, it's like winner. Like,
really?
Yes. Like, you love her. Like, I love her. Like,
I just can't even imagine.
I know.
But I used to love the show with her and Nicole Richie.
See, and I never watched it. I hated her. I didn't like any of it.
So funny.
What was it called again?
The
Simple Life.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, it was so
But she
good.
talks about all that. Her and Nicole are there. Paris is like so nice to everyone.
Yeah.
She's like genuinely just nice. But she's like been so taken advantage of. But she's really trying to like be better.
Yeah.
And like her mom is like a little controlling, but they're so close.
Yeah.
And Kathy's a little messed up, but like I love her. She's like you. Like, I mean.
I'm all, oh my God. She's a little messed up, but I love her.
Psycho, but she's like you.
I know. I'm like, wait a minute. How did that happen? Yeah.
I meant like the mom she is, like she's sassy and strong, but like so sensitive, but you would never know it.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't like to talk about her feelings. Like she's
That's
like you.
like me? Okay,
she's so much like you.
Yeah, that one
She's
area.
so much like you. So Paris is like, my mom, like, you know, like Paris went through all this abuse and Kathy can't talk about it. It's like,
Who abused her?
oh, so I thought it was all stupid kind of when you hear about it. I'm like, whatever. Oh no. She was raped before, like when she was a kid at a party.
By who?
She was roofied by like people they met at a bar.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she never told anyone. They found out in her book, her mom and sister. So like Paris had secrets that no one knew. So this is interesting.
Oh,
so
that's
Kathy
sad.
and her husband, which their marriage is so cute. So again, it's like Kyle, we're doing the Morgan Wade, but like Kathy's still focused on like, she didn't really have her own. You know how our society, so your own?
Yeah.
Kathy's whole goal, because she didn't have a mom and dad growing up, they were divorced and stuff, was to have the family life. I think you would really like it. You actually remind me of Kathy a lot. I love her. I like him.
I don't feel like I'm controlling though. Do you?
Yeah.
What?
Ken can do whatever she wants. Like, no, not even a clue. Not even like, kind of.
Wait, she can't what?
Do whatever she wants.
Well, no.
Yeah, that's like Kathy.
I'm all.
You watch it. Let's watch Paris in Love
Yeah.
and Taylor Swift.
Well, and side note, Kathy was always like referred to by her sisters as like the mom in the household, like
Yes.
the mother hen.
She's the oldest.
Like,
Yeah.
she's the oldest and a half, right? A half sister.
Is she? I don't know. I didn't know that. I think you're right.
I don't know anything about these.
I love Kathy. You would love Kathy. She's
Where
strong.
do you get to know her on? The Housewives?
No, it's Paris in Love. It's Kathy. Kathy's like the second character.
Oh.
Especially in the first season.
Yeah.
She's kooky, like
She is. She's very quirky and different and like
Do you
strong.
watch it too?
No, but in Housewives.
But in Housewives, yeah.
So Kathy's even better. I loved her in Housewives.
Okay.
Even better because she's more like with it.
Yeah.
Not as like, but you like get her. She's just a wall.
Yeah.
Like she's been through a lot, and so she doesn't get like, you're fine.
Yeah.
Everybody's fine. Tough
Yeah,
enough.
I get like that.
She's very like that. So when Paris was doing this, she was thinking she was being dumb.
Yeah.
You know? So Paris was out of control, going out every night, sneaking out in New York. She was like, I was going to lose her. And she gets emotional about it. So these boarding schools tell you that in New York, it's a very thing. You go to boarding
Rich
school.
people send their kids to boarding school. Yeah.
So this was like a special boarding school to help like high-risk teens and get them into shape. So they hire them and they come in and they kidnap them in the middle of the night,
Oh.
masked. But
Is it like scare them straight? Is that
yes,
what it's for?
but it's abuse. So Kathy and her husband,
Who would do that?
You know when they're like, this is what works. You gotta like support us.
Yeah, I could
You're
see
not
that.
allowed to say goodbye. So Kathy and her husband, they're kidnapping her in the middle of the night, wake her up out of bed, masked men taking her away, and she's like, help me, Mom. And they have to like, they can't say anything. So she's watching her parents not react as she's being kidnapped in the middle of the night and taken away to this place where they abuse her.
Oh, how do you forgive your parents?
Kathy didn't know the abuse went on until
What kind
the
of
book.
abuse?
Oh, lock her in the room, beat her up. I think some sexual things.
withhold things like food. Like,
Yeah, lock him in a padded room with no lights for days.
Yeah.
Chokehold, like throw water on him, like torture.
So,
Waterboarding.
and this is...
Yes, waterboarding.
Oh my God, and this is legal?
No, so now, yes, Paris's whole thing is to stand up for kids, and that's the part you would like, is like, you know our philosophies of all these people? Paris is like saying a lot of things.
Yeah.
And she's like going to Washington and created a bill to stop this kind of abuse because no one wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
But Paris is done with it.
So these parents should be charged with abuse, kind of, too.
Well, and that's the hard thing is
they don't
Kathy
know.
is very uncomfortable with Paris coming out because Kathy feels stupid.
Totally.
But Paris is so sweet and is like, it's not, Mom, you didn't know.
Yeah.
They present to these parents. It's like a bait and switch.
Yeah.
And you don't know what's going on. And because it was so...
And you're so like, I just want to get my kid on the right track that you're
So
just
Paris is like, Mom, they're mean. And they trained her that they would do that and you have to shut it down. So Kathy's like, you're fine. And she's trying to call her mom and tell her. So they would let Kathy come and bring her all these gifts and it's like,
oh yeah, Happy Gilmore. You know where he's all, I'll give you a warm glass of milk. You know what he's all.
yeah,
When he's
you know
behind
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. So Kathy's like, but remember they let us come every holiday and we bring you all those gifts. She goes, as soon as you left, they take everything down and throw it away. Like it was bad.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she has a documentary about it I want to watch because she doesn't go into the stuff so
Really?
much. But now it's like Paris trying to fight back, but Kathy like ignores it because it's like so hard for her to comprehend that she did this to her daughter. She has so much
I can't
guilt.
imagine the guilt.
They talk about like her high-pitched baby voice.
Paris?
Yeah.
It's like a protection.
Yeah.
She does it to like protect herself.
Yeah.
And it came from Kathy and Paris doing it as kids, like as a joke to Nikki. Like they would do it in the house. And it became like this fun joke between them. And then she took it on as like
Her persona.
an alter ego almost.
When she's in pain.
Oh, that's
to be a
sad.
kid and like be safe.
So sad.
Oh, it's all these things.
I'm also, Kathy talks baby talk too, like me?
She does. No, you hear Kathy go, hey, honey.
She talks about
No, yeah.
No, but she does. It's really good because it's like about real things.
Yeah.
It's like about Paris coming out and like getting her voice and like finally healing from all these things. And so that's why she didn't want her baby to be tabloid news, because Paris, like even the sex tape they talk about, Paris felt like she never had a voice. All these things happened to her. Yeah. But like she never got to like be her own. Yeah. And Kathy was like embarrassed by all those things. Yeah. So she just always acted like Paris was just a mess. And then Nikki's like perfect, you know? Yeah. She's like she's the more, Yeah. But she says that seeing her parents be so upset about Paris, she never wanted to put them through all that hurt. Yeah. It's like really good. It's like good family stuff. Yeah. I can't get over it. It's like the best show. I never would have thought. The title and the video, like the way they present the show is so off from what the show is. Yeah, it looks awful. I never wanted to watch it.
I feel like it was like, I'm like, when I saw it, I was like, it's going to be another Simple Life. Like,
No.
And like, okay.
Yeah. It's like wholesome, good, makes you feel good. Really? There's not a lot of shows like that anymore.
No, that's why I can't watch The Housewives. I haven't watched Housewives in years. It's just like such trash.
It is trash.
But it's like not the kind of trash I'm like, I can't relate. It's whack, you know?
It is. It's bad. I'm going to stop watching it.
But I do want to watch Southern Charm. You said that was good.
It's so good. It's trash, but it's college trash. Yeah. Even though they're 40s.
Yeah, sometimes I know, why are they old still doing that? Summer House, too.
Yeah, but it's like the same. It's like drunken.
But sometimes
fun.
That's
how I feel like I'm in college when I watch those shows. Yeah.
I'm like, I miss that. But not really, but you know, like...
You do. That's why it's like an escape like that. Like, I wish.
Reality escape.
Yeah, The Housewives is getting just so tumultuous. Is that the word? Toxic.
Tumultuous?
Toxic, yeah. I feel like it's becoming so, like you're saying, unrelatable, where it's like, this isn't even real.
I know.
And it's so obvious, like, this is a made-up problem for TV. I feel like that was happening, too, like...
Oh, it's such a made-up problem.
Yeah. I'm all...
See, Paris in Love is not like that. It was... I watched it in a week, both seasons.
Really?
Like, on the cruise, I wanted to get back. You know when a show's that good?
Yeah.
I was like, hey, I'm gonna go take a nap. And Maddie's like, Mom. I'm like, it's so good. And I wanted Maddie to watch, like, it was good.
Yeah.
It's not, like, stupid. Yeah. It's so good.
I would never have guessed that, so.
And the Skims underwear, tell our listeners.
Oh my gosh, Crystal's been telling me Skims underwear, and I'm like.
We talked about it
on the podcast so much.
And I started with the bras. I got her hooked
She got me hooked with the bras.
Because I do like the bras. But then I was like, yeah, I have these underwear from Amazon from Cara Pruitt. She doesn't listen, but, and they're so good. Yeah. And so I was like, I don't need new underwear because I have some I love. And then I got some because I had to order a bra, so there was a sale pair, so I added it to cart. You know how your underwear fold?
Yes.
They
ride up more.
They ride, or
like
they
it
fold
will start to
and
hurt.
they bunch, and like they don't move at all.
At all.
How? And they're
it's so comfortable.
Thin and comfortable. It's like you're not even wearing underwear. I can't explain it. I'm gonna get you a pair.
Yeah, and I feel like our listeners, we should do a Skims giveaway of the underwear.
Yeah, let's do it.
Do something, Dana, where they message us Skims and it's getting shipped to your house.
Share, you know.
Yeah, if you share this after this episode and write Skims, you're getting underwear. Yeah. Oh yeah. Message us your size.
They're so comfortable.
Like what style?
It's a thong. It's the fits everyone.
I have them. It's all I wear.
Just take your pants off. No.
They're like nylon.
No, I don't have them on because I only have one pair and they're constantly dirty, you know. And I'm like, how dirty are they?
No, I'm just slowly. Kidding. Now I'm throwing away everything that's not Skims underwear.
It's life.
It's that good.
It's so good. I had a favorite things party and I was getting that. Crystal was too. We were getting the same gift.
Mine aren't here yet. They're a little late.
I had to do a gift
coming.
card. Mine didn't come.
Yeah, they're coming.
But it's so good.
That's awesome.
I hate to admit it because Kim's.
I know, I agree. But that's how I felt with Paris in Love. It was that same vibe. I'm not into Paris. She was so misunderstood. Who knew?
I know.
I bought her book.
Who did know?
And I wanted it audit. She was reading it, and I purposely bought the one she's reading.
Oh, she has a book?
Yes, about all the things.
Maybe.
And her family's not happy that the book's out.
Is that where they found out?
Yes, everything. And she had an abortion.
Oh.
And didn't tell anyone.
That's sad.
That's hard.
Like, there was all these things. So then now.
She's probably so messed up.
That's why she was acting out. And like Kathy's best friend was like, something happened to her.
Yeah.
Because she out of nowhere started acting up and she was raped.
Yeah.
And so Kathy's like, my friends told me something happened. I didn't think so. I didn't want to believe it. Like, she's like, feels so bad. But as a parent, there's so much relatability in it. You're trying to do the best you can.
Yeah.
And you don't always know.
And if your kids don't tell you, you don't know.
And Kathy's like, why didn't you tell me?
I know. I hope I have a relationship with my kids that if something like that happened, they would tell me, you know? Because it's
parenting.
like.
It's so hard.
Because you can't help them if they don't let you know.
I know.
And it's hard.
But there's shame.
Yeah, there's shame. And it's hard when you have the blinders on because you know, like, the kid that they are.
Yes.
So then sometimes you don't see all
The other.
Yeah.
stuff.
I know. I worry about the blinders too. I don't really care. You know, I'm having that. I don't really. You know. Okay, kids are good.
No, everyone's good.
So nice. It's like the.
Well, Megan said that after. She was like, you don't care about anything stupid. Like, people are talking about stuff and you're like, oh, gosh.
That's how I feel. And then it kind of keeps unfolding with one of our best friends' son has Hodgkin's lymphoma, and then my sister-in-law's nephew has that. So I feel like it's like it happened, and then it just kind of keeps, and it kind of happened before my aunt, you know, her cancer, we're still going through all that. So I feel like it's so all around me, like what matters, and that time is so precious that it's like hard. And I feel like I'm not schizophrenic, but I feel like there's always voices of like the shoulds, right? Like you got to do this, you got to do that. That's how my head always is. You got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this. And like for once I feel like there's no voices.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing but present. So cool. Mm-hmm. This is so dumb, but you know, Erin, who's one of my good friends who I really love, she does Shine. She always says to do a word, and I've done a word the last couple times, like it's come to me. But like praying is a little different. Like it's a little quiet up there, you know, like I'm like, hello, like I'm hearing him, but I'm like, is it my dad? Is it God? Like I'm hearing the things. People are worried I'm schizophrenic at this point, but it's not. But I decided I was working out. I decided this year, instead of, I don't do goals, like let's be real, I do goals, but I'm trying to do like more of the being or like something more meaningful. And what I felt like last year is I feel like my life wasn't mine. I felt like everything was happening to me, but yet I was just reacting and bobbing. And like with work, it's like, can you see a house? Can you list? It's not like we have like I don't know. I don't always feel like I'm in the driving seat of my schedule, you know? And so this year I'm really trying to like,
on-demand job.
Yes. I'm trying to like get in the driver's seat on things and like take control more, which I'm a control person, hence the eating disorder, like all that. But so my 4 things, so you guys can hold me to it, you don't care, but are like, I want to start my day with prayer. I really felt like God wasn't my priority the last year, and I really miss that. I miss being centered on him and his plan, not mine. So like prayer, I want to really start praying every day. At the beginning of the day, I'm starting to do that. And then it's priorities. I want my priorities to be in order. I feel like I've neglected all the close people in my life, and I'm really trying to do better at that and the kids and all the things. Then it's plan. I'm trying to plan my day, not these people's day. And then the last one is be present. And so all of a sudden I'm feeling like, oh, wow, this is what it's supposed to be like. Not the madness it's been. So let's see if it sticks.
Yeah.
But I've been waking up early. I've been praying. Then I've been watching. I like to watch reality TV in the morning. It's not good for you, but it's me. And then I get on, do some workout for a half an hour. Then I do my devotional. And then I can take everybody's crap. But I'm like trying to be in the driver's seat. Like it's not going to start my day with you calling me with 50 things. You know how some days, if I wake up at 7 or 8, my phone's already 10 messages in of things I got to do.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to run everyone else's life. And I don't want to go to 50 coffee dates.
I know.
I love people, but I don't like, you know, when you have all these fun things planned, but they become have-tos.
Yeah.
I love more of a spur of the moment. We didn't have a Christmas party this year because my dad passed away that week. Then the day of, my friends were like, can we just come over?
Yeah.
I loved it. They all came over. We had nothing planned. No cute decorations. No cute little like Christmas trees out of croissants.
Yeah.
We had pizza and wings, and it was one of my favorite nights we ever had.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know, just like the simpler things.
Yeah.
Not all the hoopla, and I think y'all get wrapped up into that stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
Totally.
The money and the things too. I just feel like with running a business, sometimes the way you look professional is by having those things. This is really sounds stupid, but it's the truth. And like this is like, Rebecca's going to get jealous because this podcast is taking the counseling place. But all these deep feelings, but when Kyle first quit his job, we were ready to lose everything. And God kind of doubled everything, tripled everything. And lately I'm just like, there is a peace though with not letting those things have power. Like if we lost everything again, I just don't really care.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the lesson in this is like to not drive for the things, for the look successcul.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like there's so much pressure sometimes to look successful.
Appearance of it.
Yeah. I mean, I still am. No, I'm just kidding. But I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the things. Like you have to have the things. And like, I don't know. I just don't really care.
Yeah.
Like maybe the cracked pool means we should move into a track home with a pool. I don't know. I just feel all these weird things.
Yeah.
Like it just all doesn't matter.
Well, and one thing I'm trying to do better with is reminding myself that saying yes to something means I'm saying no to something else. Like, it's
Totally.
that simple. It really is that way.
Yeah.
So if I say yes to the 50 coffee dates, I'm saying no to time with my kids. I'm saying no to my peace. I'm saying no, whatever.
That's a great point, Dana.
So.
It is. And like sometimes too, from the big guy upstairs, like sometimes I feel like I gotta help everyone, I gotta save everyone, and it's sometimes confusing for me what things to say no to. But when I watch these bad reality, one more thing, this is so stupid, but it's funny. So I'm watching Dubai Bling right now. I really want to go to Dubai.
I'm like, Dubai Bling?
That's what I watched this morning.
I feel like you've gone through them all if that's what you're on.
Well,
right?
I really want to go to Dubai. Like, it's like a place I really want to go.
Really? That's one place I never want to go.
Oh, I want to go so bad. I want to go. So Drew's going for his birthday, and I'm like, I might go with you. I want to go there so bad. So I'm telling him about Dubai Bling last night, and he got the lay down. He has the robe all set for the flight. Yeah. Partly why he wants to go, because those have like the room.
Yeah, that one's a serious flight.
So in Dubai Bling, they're speaking like the other language. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe Iran. So they talk, and then a voiceover comes in and is like, Sarah, how are you? But she's like, Sarah, how are you? And it's like, Kyle's like, what the heck are you watching?
I'm like, I can't.
It's so bad. And then sometimes they speak a little English, so they'll be going to Dubai. And then, Sarah, how are you? And then all of a sudden she's like, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Back to Iran. It comes over. Like, they can speak some things in English, and then there's voiceovers. It's so confusing. But in Dubai Bling, they're very religious. I'm not sure. They speak of God, and maybe it's all, I don't know. I'm not trying to do all that. But what I do like about the show is they are like, it's like backtracking 30 years. So like, they're very like traditional about things. And like Drew says it's one of the safest places on the country, in all the countries. But it's cool to see like, they speak about God openly with each other. They pray, maybe it's different. But like all these other things are different because they do those things. Yeah. It's really cool. Yeah. Like marriages are way more sacred. I don't know. It's like different. Yeah. It's cool. That's like very intriguing. Yes. And they're like, well, maybe God has a plan. Like in business, you talk about God all the time. It's like super cool. I was like.
Arabic is what they speak.
Arabic. Yeah. So they go in and out of Arabic and English.
How did you stumble upon Dubai Bling?
Well, I watched like another like New York Bling. It's like rich people in these places. You would like it. It's all like the luxuries. The girl didn't get a push present. He wanted her to have kids. But it's like women are very, yes, the man is the king. Yeah. Which there's some great parts about that. Yeah. But then you also see, because then.
They don't have a lot of rights.
It's that Islamic culture.
Yes. And so you're
because they can like rape their wives and they have no say. It's like.
Well, these people can't because they're all rich. Like, it's like the celebrities of Dubai. Yeah. So the women are very strong. But you can see like the cultural changes. Like sometimes I'm pro having the man be the leader, but then I'm also like, whoa, okay. Yeah. When the woman can't show her face. Yeah. Look how hard women have fought. Yeah. For their rights. Like, it's also like,
well, that's what when women here are like, I'm so suppressed. I'm like, I think you're a little out of touch. Like, you need to visit some other countries. It's like,
But also, like, some of the good marriages, now the women, they're loaded. But they now have to have a business. And the husbands are like, but we need you home with the kids. The kids miss you. And then she's like, well, why can't I? And then sometimes you're like, oh, God, you can see it. Like, oh, I hope I'm not doing that. Yeah. Like, I'm like, why work? Because like sometimes I don't want to work anymore, but now we've kind of created the life where kind of I have to. Yeah. And I'm like, don't do it. Like, be with the kids. Like, who cares about your own thing? Yeah. Do like, yeah, because they're the happy family, and then you see it start to change. Yeah. And it's like, and I think back, did I do that when I started? I don't know, well, it's different.
I was telling you this morning in Julia's video how good it was. I cried like 5 times. It was so good. But it was like a moment I had when I was watching it was, it asked all the kids what their favorite memory with their mom was. And every single kid said when she comes to my sports games. And like Julia very much works hard to create experiences for the family. Like they do a lot of vacations, they do a lot of fun things. Like she's a very like similar to me, I think, in the experiences. And like the fact that every single kid said, like when she comes and watches my games, I was like, and one was even like when I look over in my game and I see her sitting there watching me. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was such a like light bulb moment for me because I think I'm so wanting to give my kids, and I do go to all their stuff, but that is just not like,
it's not focus.
And I don't think they care. I'm like, oh yeah, but this trip to the Bahamas, And it's crazy because like, I'm like, oh no, just seeing their mom be there every time is what is their favorite memory. Like, and it was so like, that was really big for me. I was like, oh wow, like,
yeah.
I gotta make sure I'm not like
missing, not missing it, but not.
And I do all the things,
not like minimizing the value that adds.
Right. Well, like I went to Bear's holiday party before the break, and I was like, not really wanting to go. It sounds bad. As they get older, you kind of start not wanting to do, especially when you have a lot of kids, you're like over it by the bay. But like Fox's field trips this year, I'm like, oh man, this is just like brutal. But just being real. But by the first kid, you're all excited. And then you're like,
the field trip's like the best day of your life.
Oh yeah.
You get to get dressed, be around other adults.
And now I'm all, a field trip, God, the zoo for the 4,000th time, you know, but it's crazy because I'm like, that's actually the stuff that matters. And
it's the first time for them.
Yes.
Yeah.
What were you going to say about the holiday party?
Oh, I was like not wanting to go. I felt
and then
really
when
bad
you went?
that day. And then when I was there, like, I think he was all excited, you know?
Aww.
And I was like, oh, like I felt guilty for like, I was like, maybe I could get out of it, you know?
Yeah.
But then Kendall didn't go, so then I had to go. But like, I didn't sign up at first because I missed the sign up because I have 10 million emails. But anyways, I was like gonna try to get out of it.
Oh yeah.
And then, because I was leaving for Vegas that afternoon, and then I was gone straight from Vegas to Turks and Caicos. So I was gone for a week, so I had just 9 million things to do. Not like I was sitting at home eating bonbons, but I was like, oh, I could be doing so many other things. And then when I got there, I was like, I felt like he was excited, you know?
Yeah.
So
Proud that you were there.
yeah, so I was like, that's the stuff that matters. And just watching that video really got to me. I was like, I need to make sure that I'm like not missing anything for like the fun things, you know?
And for the other things. So sometimes we think providing for them.
Well, that's why I provide. Like sometimes I've missed a game, being honest, for like a listing appointment, or for like one parent is there, but it's like, I'll be like, oh, I have to leave a little early because I got to go show a house. And I'm doing that to pay for vacations and pay for nice things for all their fun stuff. But like, is that really what matters to them? Because like, it doesn't, you know? Like not one kid said vacations on that thing.
I know. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
So crazy. And it's finding the harmony in that. Like, well, yeah, the listing also pays for them to play the sport. So like,
right. It's just hard.
So hard.
It's so hard.
Yeah. So anyway.
Okay, let me just tell you one last story. So Dubai
I really never want to go there. That's crazy.
Oh, I want to go so bad. I thought you'd want to go with me. Dang, I'll go through.
Yeah, I really
So the girl didn't want to have a baby. It's cute. Like, she's crazy. I almost said kind of like you, but then it's getting weird.
I know. I'm like, and I think you like crazy people. So like, I'm kind of feeling like I'm crazy now.
She's just like sassy. Maybe the word is sassy.
Sassy. She likes
sassy. I do. I like sassy.
She likes when
my
people
mom's
say
sassy.
the things that she's not saying.
Yeah,
you know.
my mom's sassy though.
Yeah.
I crave that personality. A lot of my friends are like that. So she's sassy. So she wants to start her company. He's like, no. She wants a bigger house. So her clothes were squished in her closet. She started taking out all her clothes and throwing it.
That's totally something I would do.
To show him there's no room. It was like crazy. You're like, oh my gosh. And he's like, Safa, you need to stop. And then it's all, you know. So then she didn't want to have another kid. They like were fighting, and then he took her on a date. It was cute. It's like so how easily your marriage can get back on track. Yeah. They go on the date, and then all of a sudden she gets pregnant again. She wanted to get a surrogate. She's really into her body, but he was like, "We're not doing that." She said she's gonna have a problem, so he took her to the doctor. The doctor's like, "No, it looks great." And she's all, "Dang it," you know. And like in their culture, it's not okay.
Yeah.
Like if you have to get a surrogate, but it's not like you just.
Yeah.
Which is another thing I liked. Like, it's very like, no, you can't just get a surrogate.
Yeah.
So she didn't get a push present. It's like 2 months. They start filming 2 months after she has the baby. So she puts like push present on her daughter's shirt. She like puts this crown on her head that says push present. She's like putting it, she's all, sometimes he doesn't get it. So you have to keep like pushing it. She's like putting it on the radio, like push present. It's like so funny. So then he gets her 3 cars with bows on it and she gets to pick one. Then he buys her an office for her to start her business. Then he gets her a diamond bracelet.
Oh, wow.
For a push present.
Yeah, I'm
never
into
got
the
a
show, maybe. No, I'm
You would like it because it's all like, you know.
I do like the finer things, you know?
Yeah, but then it's all, how are you, Sofa? And then, and then the one girl can't show her husband. He's like in the thing. And she's all, I have husband. And I don't need to show him on this TV show because the voiceovers are like not, they have no like inflection. Yeah. It's like
no accent. So,
Siri.
Oh yeah.
And it's all, I don't need to show my husband to show you how happy I am. And then he's all, I'm all, can I see his face? You know? And then the one guy's getting married, but he can't see his wife till he marries her.
I can't believe this shows you.
And then he's all, finally, we're married. I can see her face, my bride. And I'm all, her face? What if it's all, you know? So he like takes off the thing. But I guess there, you can't even get a hotel room unless you're married together.
Oh, wow.
Like if you visit, I heard Craig and Austin talking, they went there and like guys can't stay in a room or like anyone unless you're married. It was fun. Anyway.
Which, that's kind of, you know, that's cool.
They're very into their values and like their values. Yes, it's like traditional values. So fun. You gotta watch it for 5 minutes. You'll be like, I can't believe you watched this show.
I can't believe you.
Kyle's like, what the?
Well, half the shows you watch, you're like, have you seen like Beat 'em Up Island? I'm all, no. Like,
Love Island. Like, Love Island's so good.
No, Love Island's normal. But like, you're like, have you seen like Hot One Night Stand Island? And I'm all, no.
Too hot to handle.
Yeah, like these are the shows she watches. I'm all, I haven't even heard of that. They're like C-rated reality shows.
What's C mean?
Like lowest, like an A-list celebrity's like the highest, and then C is
C.
like.
I kind of like the C because it's before they're rich and they don't know what's happening yet.
Yeah. It's like
I'm into
real.
C. I'm not into A-list celebrities at all. I'm into C.
She likes the C-list shows because it's more like real because they don't have the money to do like a.
The whole
so it's all like,
It's
Crystal?
Yes?
Hey,
Hi, honey. We're on the podcast.
I know, you weren't answering my calls. We're doing a lunch date.
Oh, I don't know. Can I call you? I'm done in 5. It's weird.
I know, I'm right by Chick-fil-A, so I have to, if I'm going to Chick-fil-A or if we're going on a date.
We can go on a date.
Okay, I'm coming home right now.
Okay. Love you. I was talking about Dubai Bling, that show I watch.
Okay. Love you.
Love you, bye. For our listeners, he just got on the Alexa to talk to me.
so funny.
No, I do like C-list. So I'm obsessed with Paige DeSorbo, though, kind of in a weird way.
Oh, she's adorable.
So I Google in podcast Paige DeSorbo to find any podcast she's on. I don't love her with Cookie Squad, though. It's weird. That's not my best version of her.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I can't. That show, they're so...
She has like the it factor. You know when there's someone that has something that you're like, something about
I'm
them,
obsessed with her.
I like want.
I want everything about her.
It's
I'm
like
like
their
she's
aura
confident.
is like,
but you don't
want
know
more.
enough of her.
Yes,
I want to
you
know
wanna know
more.
more.
She doesn't show me a lot. I'm dying to know.
I don't feel like I have that with a lot of people. There's like a few people
I'm
where I
obsessed with
have,
her.
and she has it. It's like the it factor.
She has the it factor. And she's like nice. She's a good friend. But she's sassy. She came from,
she came from Summer House, right?
Yes. But I got to listen on another podcast. They interviewed her about like how. And it was so interesting. But like her and Giggly, they just go stupid. I don't get how it's so popular.
Well, I don't love when it's a lot of the cussing and a lot of the, you know.
But she grew up in upstate New York and then always wanted to be famous. Like she thought she was gonna be famous. Like her mom, she was doing bad at math and she was like, Mom, I don't need to study this. I'm gonna be famous.
Yeah.
Like she really is famous. It's crazy.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm not gonna need to use this stuff, Mom.
Yeah.
And like she did it. But she was a child model. She was like on the Limited. She says it's a big deal. And then she stayed home for college. Her parents are like traditional Catholic.
They're very traditional. I remember that from the show.
Yeah, and then she was an intern. She moved to the city after college because she wanted to. And then she got an internship at ABC. She was like their assistant, got the coffee and everything. And then this opportunity opened in Summer House. And they're like, you have to sign in 24 hours or it's gone. So she signed and then never looked back. But I like that she hustles still. Like she does her Amazon Lives. She does like other things.
She seems hardworking to me.
And like the other day they said something about like her pay in the background of Craig and Austin's podcast. And she goes, no, Gateway Squad pays my bills. And I was all, they do.
Yeah.
No. One day.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have to know math either. It's not like I know it anyways.
Oh, that's
Hudson's
funny.
all, can you help me? I'm like, no, I don't know what that is. I can't do fractions.
No, I hate them so much.
I don't know what we're going to do with algebra. Ugh. Anyways.
Get a tutor.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Teisha and I in algebra once, she decided to ask Mr. Kirkpatrick if she could sing We Didn't Start the Fire.
It was my song always. Back then, now.
She did it this weekend on the counter, but and threw up. But we'll tell that story.
Oh.
Do you want that edited out? She had the stomach bug.
I ate something bad.
She had the stomach bug. No, so in the middle of class, she raised her hand, Mr. Kirkpatrick, can we sing We Didn't Start the Fire? So I'm standing next to her, John Day, and then
Harry Truman Doors Day, Red China.
in front of the whole
Red.
class.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then I
love
couldn't
that
stop
song.
laughing.
It just like gets you going. You know, like a good song, it will never go out of style.
Have you heard the Fall Out Boy version?
I have, but I just like the original. I'm Billy Joel, you know?
So I was laughing so hard
Or is
after.
it Billy Idol? No, it's Billy Joel.
I couldn't believe my eyes. So after I couldn't stop laughing, he stuck me outside. And then you know when you're outside and you're like, I'm laughing in the hall by myself.
Yeah.
And it was getting funnier to me. I was like, this is so embarrassing. So I was out there about 45 minutes. People were walking by and I'm just crying, laughing for no reason. I think she's so funny. When she gets like that, I've never been prouder. This weekend, I was like, there she is. We were doing that.
My dancing skills have improved so much in my old age. It's so weird.
I'm like, is it Britney Spears or is it Blanchard?
But I woke up the next day and Ben's like, you gave yourself whiplash. Because my neck, I couldn't get out of bed. It was like, what, kids? You know, like I threw my neck out like so bad. And then my knees had bruises because I was on my knees at some point. And
maybe you shouldn't tell her listeners
not
about
like that, but like dancing on my knees.
I don't know why you're on your knees.
I think the counter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So funny.
so I woke up though and I felt like I had been in a bad car accident. Like I like couldn't get out of bed. Like I went to get up and I was like, ah! And so Ben's rubbing my neck. He's putting the CBD cream on it. You know, he's so nice.
No.
I'd be all, you idiot, you threw your back out. Being too funny, you know, and now you can't make my coffee. Like, you know, he's so nice. I gotta be nicer.
We put on the electric slide. This girl's all, dun, 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 and they're like, it's electric. Dun, 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 dun. She was so confident too. And we're like, Kara's like, Teisha's doing the electric slide. Or Teisha's doing the Macarena. I'm like, no, Teish, it's the electric slide. And you were like leading it. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. It's electric. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm gonna cry. Oh, it's so funny. Oh boy.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen a lot. But
No.
again, I think I'm really into like the moments. Like we just had a few friends over the house for my birthday. And it's just like the moments of laughing and just visiting without all the hoopla of being at dinner or being somewhere. Mm-hmm. It's just fun.
Oh, it's so funny.
That was fun.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
See ya.
Have a great
Jerkin
week.
Around.
We're back. If you're really struggling, please reach out to a qualified professional, because that's not us,
We're just here to share our journey
and to make you laugh
and cry
and pick your nose.
and touch your boobs.